So, welcome to a special episode of Indisputable Evidence. We're back again. I'm your co-host, Anthony Beck, along with my other co-hosts.
Jerry Brown was good.
Your boy Marcus, aka AFC South champion Marcus. How y'all boys doing?
We all in the playoffs. Doing good.
We in the dance. We in the dance.
And we're here to give our predictions and keys to the game on the College Football Playoff National Championship game between number 3 TCU and number 1 Georgia, live in Los Angeles in SoFi Stadium. Speaking of Los Angeles, y'all watching, y'all peep the shirt right here. Y'all peep the shirt right here. Y'all peep the shirt right here.
AB, I got a question, bro.
Yep.
I'm confused because we have two podcasts. I thought we were going to be on Inside the Swamp tonight for college football, bro.
You thought that team in red and black was going to be infested, was going to infest the Gator pocket?
Right. You're right.
Yeah, we're going to let that happen. This is all encompassing.
Right.
Yeah. We can't have that. We absolutely cannot have that happen. I mean,
talking about Georgia already tastes like vinegar. I don't want to do it on our podcast, but
nicely, because for me personally, talking about Georgia just makes me want to throw up, call out, and
the only Georgia Bulldogs that are safe and are good with me are Tyson Campbell and Trayvon Walker. That is it.
Oh yeah, you better be thankful for them, bro.
I would agree with that, but it's just the fact that they went to that team in red and black.
But they're the team in teal and black now, so they good in my book right now. It is what it is.
I just think it's funny, bro. Like, you look at the Jaguars, right? Like, all of our ops as Gator fans, Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, Tyson Campbell, are, like, cooking for this team. And Gainesville is, like, an hour away from Jax. It's insane.
It's so wild. But, hey.
It's weird.
They balling out, though, so I'll take it.
It could have been C.J. Henderson, bro. It could have been Hendo, but I ain't going.
Could have been, but Tyson Campbell learned how to turn his head around, and he's been that dude ever since. So
that's all he had to do. That's all he had to do.
Literally all he had to do.
Yep.
Before we get into our picks, there is some breaking news out of the NBA. As Kevin Durant will be out for a month with an MCL sprain.
Yeah.
So, man, you hate to see these injuries, man.
And it was a freak injury because he was going in for a drive and he bumped into Jimmy Butler's knee. So, like,
it was just something that you just don't expect, really. And speaking of freak injuries, but also before we get, we have to get this update, and we'll get into it more tomorrow. But DeMar Hamlin is returning home to Buffalo.
Hey, blessings, bro. Blessings.
Buffalo. Thankful for the doctors and everybody that was out there. And for all week for the efforts they put in to save this man's life. He is now returning home to Buffalo. God is good. Man. It is a blessing. And pray for a speedy recovery.
Yeah, bro. I could go on and on about that, bro. But it's amazing to see how that kid has bounced back. I'm so happy for him, bro. And I'm ready for, this next stage of his life. I think we all going to be rooting for him. So.
No, we all gonna be his biggest fans, man. We went from potentially not knowing if he was gonna make it to he's out the hospital, flying back home.
He's out there, flying back home, and that's the blessing right then and there. But we know why y'all are also here. We are here to give our game picks and keys to the game. So before we give our picks, let's just go ahead and give our keys to the game. We got two contrasting styles, two different matchups. With TCU and Georgia. Both have been great all year long. And, I mean, they've won in different ways. Georgia more so on the defensive side of the ball and methodically wearing you down. And TCU, just a high-powered offense. They play some really good defense as well. But
2-6, y'all boys. 2-6. 2 seconds.
Okay. All right, good.
Okay. 2 seconds are up, but
it's now 2.5, 2 3/4. Oh, I think it's 4 seconds now.
10 seconds at this point, but we want to get you guys. I want to get you guys keys to the game. And, what has to happen for both of these teams if they want to take on the title.
I would make the joke that all Georgia has to do is just show up and play, but the way they played against Ohio State, well, also had a high-powered offense. CJ Stroud, for some reason, decided to be a creator outside of structure and ran all over them in key spots. Marvin Harrison Jr. was electric. TCU has the formula. Max Duggan is a consummate pro out there. You have Quentin Johnson, who's going to be a first-round pick at wide receiver. Well, probably going up against Keely Ringo, who's going to be a first-round corner for Georgia, who kind of struggled in that game against Ohio State and struggled against big-time receivers for the most part, except for probably Jalen Hyatt at Tennessee. But Georgia's overall talent on defense is probably going to end up being the difference. And running the football, which Michigan, for whatever reason, got away from doing, which is their strength against TCU. But TCU did play them very well, though. They played them tough. But Georgia's bigger, they're stronger, they're more athletic than what Michigan could possibly ever be. So if they just stick with it, they'll probably walk away with this game pretty handily.
Now, I would say they would win pretty handily, but the way this TCU team has played, and even last week against Michigan, I'll say they do have a puncher's chance. You know, you look at some of their games this year, the close games they've had, the close calls, they just seem to find ways to win. So if this game is close in the fourth quarter, I'm going to tell you right now, TCU is going to be very, very confident because they've been in a situation where games have been close before all season long. Now, it hasn't been a team of this magnitude, so that'll be a different story. But for me, I'm going to be looking at the interior between the offensive line and Georgia's defensive line as well. You know, how do you defend Jalen Carter? If you can keep him from disrupting everything and keep him out of the backfield, and just tire him out also because they run tempo as well on offense. If you can tire him out and find a way to keep him from getting in the backfield, you can be able to move the ball on them because we all know Georgia's weakness on their defense is their secondary. Quentin Johnson is not only a first-round pick, there's a chance he's the first receiver taken off the board. And he can go and get the deep ball. So I feel like if you can throw it deep, because you're going to see that matchup, Quentin Johnson against Keely Ringo. If they can get the ball deep to Johnson, you're more than likely either going to get a long catch or a pass interference because Ringo does have a tendency to get a little handsy down there when he gets beat.
Yeah, he's physical, but he does tend to get handsy. But a lot of corners just for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They have good technique, but they just don't trust it for whatever reason and just decide to go and grab and then draw flags off of that.
Yeah. Well, they don't give up a touchdown either, but so that's why you do it.
Yeah, of course. Especially it's only 15 yards in college as opposed to a spot foul in the NFL.
Oh, man, a spot foul is deadly, boy.
Spot foul is crazy.
Yeah, it's just 15 yards in college. You get to the pros, it might be a 50-yard penalty. And that's good on penalty yardage.
I think that 15-yard penalty alone makes being a cornerback the hardest job on the planet as far as playing football. Like, you have to cover the fastest. You have to cover the fastest men in the world. Be able to be quick, be able to play the running game. I mean, you have to do a lot as a cornerback in the league.
And the rules aren't designed for you to succeed either. That's the other part. It's not designed to win.
And you don't know what routes the receivers are going to run. So there's a lot of things you're looking at. It's definitely the hardest position to play.
Any given day, you covering Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, or Justin Jefferson, bro. It's like, and those are like the elites. You got some other guys out there that cook you up. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, now imagine being a slot corner also. You have to right middle of the field. So
imagine like the Minnesota Vikings putting Justin Jefferson in the slot, and now you got a slot corner trying to guard it.
Or you got like CD in the slot. They put like Christian Kirk is in the slot or somebody like that. That's quicker and more agile. Like
Jalen Waddle.
Or you got to face
further. Like you are the hell.
Like you are pretty much in trouble. But Jared,
like instead of the sideline being your friend, it's like please pray to God that he doesn't beat me over the middle.
Yeah. But Jared, what are your keys to the game for both teams if they want to win?
Well, man, I think tonight, first of all, congratulations to both teams for having a tremendous year. TCU kind of thugging it out all year, bro, finding ways to win. I don't know how they did it. I doubted them, but they there. So shout out to Georgia for having a dominant season. I would say, man, the key to winning this game, if you're Georgia, do what you do. Don't change identity. Do what you do. Run the football. Make Stetson Bennett comfortable. Allow him to use his legs and be athletic, and avoid costly turnovers. If they can do that, I think they'll win the game. And probably, with I'm not gonna say ease, but pretty comfortably. For TCU, this is the most talented team you're gonna play, probably ever. I mean, like it's a very talented team, bro. there's no telling when TCU will ever get back to the championship. So you got to execute and, make sure you take advantage of it today. So for them, I think applying pressure, and I think they have to be reckless. I think they have to play with reckless abandon rather. And you got to make Stetson Bennett uncomfortable early and often. I think the key for them is making sure what's his name, Winters, their linebacker, Winters.
D. Winters.
I think he is the key tonight. Him and Stetson Bennett, and then their cornerback, who's probably going to be a first round pick. Not even probably. He's the man. So
be a
winner too.
Their second good.
And
secondary is better than Ohio State.
And also on the defensive line, Jalen Horton, who's a double-digit sack guy, he was going to be a big key for TCU today. That 3-3-5, he's going to have to hold up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying that, Georgia's defensive line versus TCU's offensive line. Make sure y'all don't sleep on TCU's defensive line and their front and just their front seven, because they are very solid. They have a very, very smart linebacker. I can't think of the guy's name, the white guy. Very smart linebacker, very solid. He's very solid, very smart. No, he is. And, I think that's going to be a key. They kind of got a Georgia junior to play against last week or the week before last, I guess was last week.
In terms of play style, overall talent.
Not even close. But they got a little preview of what it could be like, And
they hit really well.
Yeah.
One of the things they did was, like I said, they used tempo. So they really tired out Michigan's defense. And also that turnover early on that fourth down play, that turnover on downs early. I feel like defensively, if Georgia gets the ball first.
I don't know what the hell Michigan was thinking on that play. Why are you running the Philly special type play on the 1-yard line?
Because that's why. They were not the hardball trying to do too much. But I feel like if Georgia
Kirby's not doing all that.
Yeah, Kirby ain't doing. Well, we did see Kirby throw Justin Fields out for a fake punt, but he learned his lesson. He's smart from that. But I will say this: if TCU's defense is on the field first, if they can get a stop or cause an early turnover, that's one of those momentum shifting plays. You're gonna have a lot of those in this game tonight, and you can't. Neither team can panic. Both teams are gonna make big plays. It's a matter of which team keeps their composure throughout the whole game. Because, like we said, I feel like this is going to be a very close game. I don't know why people think it could be a blowout either way. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I honestly think this is going to be a close game because
it'll be a gentleman's blowout in the sense that TCU is going to fight. They're going to compete. Georgia's just going to end up just overwhelming them because they have too much talent.
Too much talent, bro.
Well,
it's going to be a fight, though.
I will say this. Comments like that one right there are what's motivating that TCU team. Because think about it. People were saying the same thing last week against Michigan, and for good reason. Michigan is not as talented as Georgia, but they're still very talented.
I will say, though, I don't know why people just penciled Michigan in that one, because I thought TCU did have a chance against Michigan. Because I like their secondary a lot more against the receivers, and it showed in their linebacker play. But this is a little high, but the one thing I will say that's really motivating TCU, they're in the fucking national championship game, and they're number 3 team.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't need any extra motivation, but
they don't. They don't, but they're still feeding off that. I mean, they get a win against Michigan, and people still saying, "Oh, you got people saying, oh, they may have gotten lucky." Really? No, they're really good.
They scored 50 points. That's not luck.
51 points. I mean. And it had 2 pick sixes on top of it, so they're not terrible at all.
And they took a big ass haymakers from Michigan the whole second half.
They did.
They answered the bell every single time. Like Quentin Johnson going on the big screen, going down the sideline for 7 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Them right drive down the field with Kendre Miller and DeMarcano. Now that's the other part. Will Kendre Miller play and only be healthy if he does?
Yeah,
he's a key.
They're saying he has a brace on his knee. Now I like the backup, the number 2 guy they have. But Miller's
a home run hitter. I like DeMarcano. He's a bruiser, but he doesn't have Miller's athleticism.
That's another thing, bro. If you want to beat Georgia, I think one of the things that we've seen this year, you got to run the football. I mean, I know it's intimidating, but you got to run the football. You got to make them respect the fact that you want to run the football.
Yeah, you don't have to run for go straight Derrick Henry, run for 200 plus yards on him, but just stay on schedule. Get 3.5 here, and 4 yards here. Just stay on schedule with your offense. Get in the second to sixes.
Here's the thing, though. And a lot of people didn't really talk about this. Ohio State, for the most part, actually was able to run the ball on them. Now, C.J. Stroud scrambling helped a little bit, but the running backs were still able to find some holes and run through them. So
that softens it up. That softens the secondary.
It softened the secondary, and that's my other key right there, though.
Yeah,
I just mentioned it. C.J. Stroud running. Max Duggan's going to have to use his legs tonight, and I believe he will. He's a better runner.
He will. He's a willing runner.
Definitely a better runner than Stroud. Not saying Stroud is terrible. He's not a terrible runner. He can run.
He just doesn't do it very much.
yeah.
He doesn't do it very much, but he knew he had to last week. Duggan, he runs pretty much every time. They do zone read. They do RPOs, and with RPOs nowadays, it used to be whether you hand the ball off or the quarterback pulls it and takes off. Now you have the pass element to the RPO. Now you have to worry about that. So I think CCU is going to have to add a little wrinkle and add that into their game. So they run RPO, add the pass to it. Pretty much keep the defense on the heels, keep them guessing.
For sure, man. For sure.
Bennett just got to he's got to play within himself. He doesn't have to do too much. Now we've seen he's been more of a playmaker these last few weeks, but he just has to play within himself. The running backs, they're gonna have to do what they do. They have 5 of them. Yeah. Offensive line, they got to hold this. Like you said, Jared, this TCU defensive line, don't sleep on them. They're
solid, bro.
They're solid. They fight. It's because they have to really fight because they're built more to stop the pass, and this is a running football team. But they compete well against the run. More than people think.
They do. So Georgia's offensive line is going to have to hold up against them because if they don't, and that defense line is able to get in the backfield, you're going to take away a lot of what Georgia wants to do. And other than Arian Smith running go routes and Arian Smith running go routes, and other than that, I don't know if they have a deep threat out there. Now, I do like A.D. Mitchell, so I think their secondary is going to have to put a safety over the top of him.
Yeah.
Don't let him get going at all, because I think those are the only 2 receivers really that can really take the top off the defense. You have to be really careful in letting those guys get open. And
other than the obvious number 19, I mean, yeah.
But I like I said, man, I think Winters is going to be a great matchup. I mean, I think this kid can ball. I think he's going to have a really, really good game. I don't know if he's going to do enough to win. I doubt it, but the kid is a baller, and I think he deserves a lot of praise for just their journey so far. I mean, he can play. He can play.
Yeah. D. Winters, I think at this point you have to put a smile on Stetson Bennett.
Yes.
Put a smile on him because we've all seen he can run as well.
Yep.
Put a smile on him. Take away his ability to run. You may be able to find a way to, take it to. I ain't gonna say take it to him, but keep him honest.
I think one more thing too that people don't really talk about is like outside of Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington, Stetson in Georgia's passing game is either little drop-offs or bombs. You make Stetson Bennett sit in the pocket and throw intermediate passes. I think you'll have a pretty good chance of winning. You just can't let him get out of the pocket. Once you let him get out of the pocket, that's where you start having trouble.
It's going to make something happen. Just keep contained. Put a spy if you must, but just don't let him escape and make something happen.
Don't let him escape. That's where all the momentum comes from.
Almost forgot about Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington too.
Darnell Washington might not play. That's the other part. He got hurt in the semifinal.
He looked good running out here, warming up. I tell you that much.
You warming up?
They said he's gonna play.
He looked good.
Damn, that's a beautiful stadium.
Man, the championship game at 4:00 though is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Hey, well, hold on.
That's how USC and Texas was, wasn't it?
That
is the Rose Bowl.
That is rain in Southern California. I'm shocked.
Rain?
That rain one time when I was out there. Now all of a sudden, want to rain.
Bro, Tony told you it never rained in Southern California. They weren't lying.
Well, they lied because it's raining.
Rain in Southern California is like a massive rarity. It's like droughts for 3-4 years, stuff like that. But
it's a beautiful stadium, by the way.
It is.
Flew over it and then drove by it. So that's a beautiful stadium.
And the Jaguars won in that stadium.
Just had to find a way to bring them up. But so they beat the Chargers last year, and Wait,
Did you?
the Rams this year.
I mean, the Rams suck this year. So, I mean,
They did.
Well, yeah, they got they debate whether he want to come back. But
man, they got their ring and it was time to pay the piper. It is what it is.
Yeah.
looking at the crowd, it looks like more
It's
of
a lot of
a crowd, but yeah, I mean, but they're closer. But Georgia fans have traveled well. They traveled pretty well. I mean, you got a chance to go to LA. I'd go out there too.
yeah.
Let Florida play in the national championship out there. I might
Life savings.
Oh, you put an arm and a leg, maybe a damn kneecap, everything. You go out there to LA.
Hey man, look. All I'm gonna say is this: we'll come up on some money somehow.
Hey man, I will say is if Jacksonville win the Super Bowl in Arizona this year, I'm paying my arm, my leg. I'm getting my life savings up. See,
I feel that.
Ain't going out there.
But y'all boys, I gotta freaking go get this food, man. So, y'all have any comments or anything, bro?
Let's go ahead and give our score predictions. It's what y'all waiting on. You gave the to the game. Time for the predictions.
Yeah.
We gonna see who looks crazy, who doesn't. Though we don't know what will happen. Chaos can happen. Now we don't know.
It's a bunch of 18 and 21-year-olds, except Stetson was like 30, but
Stetson's 40. Oh wait, and the CPU punter, he's also 40. So yeah, they all got they both got wives, kids, mortgages. You know, the kids are going to high school. So yeah.
Bro, Stetson Bennett after this championship, man. The bidding war for whatever car service in
Oh
Georgia
my
with
God.
the services,
It's gonna be the
whatever insurance company in Athens locks down Stetson Bennett is going to be the biggest winner in free agency.
I will give you the favorite to land them though. It's State Farm. They already they're already wearing red. Get somebody.
They failed with the other one, the other guy. So.
This man for the work at Enterprise. Come on now.
Hey, he might be in commercial, but he's gonna make some money regardless.
If that clipboard life in the NFL don't work out, which I think he actually might have a chance to be a clipboard.
I think he'll be a backup. I think he'll be solid backup.
He'll be in the league for about 7-8 years.
Yeah, he'll hold a clipboard somewhere. He'll have to chase day on life. He'll make a good living and go back home and be the lead analyst on Georgia Sports Network.
Yeah,
he's gonna be an ace on radio or whatever, something like that.
He might end up on there.
Or he'll be on SEC Network with Tebow.
He might be, yeah.
College football Hall of Famer, Tim Tebow, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Bro. Duval County legend.
We stalled long enough. Let's give the picks. And we won't put this out on audio. We'll just keep the videos up. So y'all watch on Twitter, on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. Set up for us, and follow us on Twitter as well. But let's get picks. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, bro. Again, congratulations to TCU and Georgia for making it here. That being said, I got Georgia winning 38-23. Georgia 38-23.
Well, I will say it's been a long, hard road for both these teams. The grind of a college football season plus conference play, conference championships, all that. Winning your semifinals, that's something to be proud of, something to hang their hats on. That being said, I like TCU a lot more than most people, but I think just Georgia's overall talent is just going to overwhelm them by like the middle of the third quarter. So I'll say Georgia 34, TCU 17.
Yeah, again, congratulations to both teams. They both played really well all season long, and I honestly feel like, damn, they just showed Max Duggan with a bloody elbow in the game. But anyway, both of these teams, I feel like they're the two best teams. They obviously proved it. So, Georgia, they're very, very talented. As we've seen, Brock Bowers is just, first of all, who's covering him? At this point, him and Darnell Washington. Come on now, who's covering him? But looking at this matchup, Georgia's way more talented. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger.
But what?
we know that look, AB. We know that look.
This game is going to be a lot closer than everybody thinks. Yes, Georgia's more talented, but I think this game is actually going to be very, very close. With that being said, I'm going with the upset. I'm going with TCU. I'm going to say 34-35, 31. I'm
I knew you were going to do this.
going with the kind of trolls come out.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, bro. I saw it looking.
You didn't know it was coming. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've been going back and forth on this game really since we saw the matchup. It's like,
no, you didn't.
No, I really have. Because, you see what TCU did is like, they got a chance. Then you see Georgia like, oh, wait a minute. I mean, they're just talented, more talented than everybody. So, I mean, it's hard. Hey, even Dez agrees with me. He picked TCU. We know who Pollock's picking. We ain't even got to discuss that.
Dez Bryant being
Dez?
This is nuts. That's crazy.
He's a reliable source.
Hey, the fan vote is 58% on Georgia, which is a lot less than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be more in the 77% range, 78% range. Corso is at game day, by the way, y'all. Life is good. It is all right. He is in Los Angeles. So prayers up to Corso that, prayers up to Corso. Shout out to Corso, the legend.
You were stalling heavy to give your reasons for this pick.
For real.
I wasn't, but I honestly just feel like there's gonna be chaos somewhere in this game. It's gonna be a moment in this game where the game kind of turns for them. I don't know when exactly it will be, but it's gonna be a moment.
Say cheese.
You are not me alone. And by the way, before we get off it, Jerry, you gonna go watch a new movie that's coming out soon?
Which one is it?
It's called Missing.
Yes.
Of course you are. She's single now. Now all of a sudden you want to go watch. Oh, okay.
Hey man, I know you seen the Best Man series.
I gotta watch it. I didn't see it yet.
I ain't see it yet, but that movie looks interesting. But we gave our picks, y'all. Look, all trolls come anybody's way. We real quick before we get off, we got to see who Corso picks. I mean, it's only right.
This man gonna bring Uga up there. You already know what it is.
I don't think they got the dogs up there. I don't know if SoFi allowed that, but they allowed Harry the Bulldog mascot in there. But they speaking of which, Uga, the actual Bulldog, is not there.
Oh, he's gonna pick TCU, bro.
No way.
He got the Georgia he threw it down. He's got a TCU hat. He picked TCU.
Oh my.
He threw down the Georgia mascot head and picked TCU.
That's nuts.
Yo, I'm logging off, bro.
All right, bro. All right, y'all got it.
Let everybody know where they can follow y'all. We'll be back on the regular show tomorrow.
I already know, bro. Jay Breezy eyes, where you can follow me on Twitter.
Same old. Marcus Davis 904 on Twitter. I'll be tweeting a bunch of Jag stuff all weekend because, I'm fighting for my life on Saturday night.
Jesus, again. I'm gonna have to block Marcus at this point.
I'm surprised you didn't block me last Saturday.
I wasn't on Twitter last Saturday. I was actually watching the game because Josh Dobbs was looking competent against y'all somehow. But
for a half, but sure.
But follow me on Twitter at AceWave1, on Instagram at Ace_Wave1. You can follow the podcast page on Twitter at Indie Evidence and on Instagram at Indisputable Evidence. We will be back tomorrow with the regular show with Darnell hopefully joining us. He was not able to get his pick in because his job's trying to kill him again. So shout out to Darnell. Don't know who we picked, but we'll find out tomorrow. Whoever wins is who he picked. I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna go.
We know how Darnell does the college football. We know how it goes.
Don't do that. But with that, we'll see y'all later. Y'all be blessed.
Yes, sir.
Go Horned Frogs.
You were so serious.
All right, y'all.